So all six of us are here. Um, so I will start with our silent writing. Uh, yes. Okay. Yeah. So silent writing for 5 minutes on what went well, and then from there, another 5 minutes for what needs to be improved. The timer starts now. Oh wait. So Okay, 30 seconds left. Okay, time's up. Now, we are going to have another silent writing about what needs to be improved. Um, and we will start. Is everybody ready? Uh, we'll start now. Okay, 5 seconds left. All right. Silent writing done. Now, everybody as per needed, as per the cards, we would read all of the cards. We'll just be reading them. No description, nothing, just to know what cards we have all written. And the ones which are marked as anonymous, I would be reading them as a Scrum Master. So, Pavan, do you want to open all your cards and talk about it? I mean, read about it.
What went well in this sprint? I would say regular tracking of work progress between team members in maybe communication via emails or messages. And meetings are on and off time. Like that's what we improved from the last sprint, I would say. Like now meetings are not didn't extend the limit of what it should be.
Okay. Are they allowing you to open your other cards
They are
from
doing.
what needs to be improved?
Mhm.
Okay, can you open them too?
And what needs to be improved, I felt maybe better communication on requirements and what's the expectation from a team member should have been like talked in the meeting or maybe should have been communicated better.
Mm-hmm.
And code review session should be initiated so that we'll know like what's the progress of work is happening, and maybe if someone can see the best practices or maybe we can add some improvements in that areas.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Steve. Steve, can you open up all your cards and read them out loud?
Okay, the first one for what went well, I think we have completed everything on time. We have met our deadline for sprint one. And second thing is like everyone completed their task on time. That's all I have for what went well. What should be improved? Um, as Pavan said, I think our communication and collaboration can be improved. So, and also, so we can talk more about what we expect to see, what we expect for the project. And also for collaboration, I think each team member should like check in with each other to see how they are doing with their task.
Okay. These are all the cards. Okay. Venkat, it's your turn. Do you want to open all the cards?
Yes, the work on the front end went very well. Like communication was effective, like with Steve and me.
Mm-hmm. Can you open the cards?
Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, I can see now. Thank you.
Yeah, and what's need to improve is like we need to improve to how to we create these era tickets, and another one is like we need to improve the user experience, like UX from the front.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I think Venkat, you have
I
one more
think
card.
yeah. Let the previous person who worked on the code knows if they make any changes to it. Like, if anyone is working on the same code, let the previous person know the if they changes it.
Okay. Next is Kelly. Do you want to talk? Open your cards.
Yeah, I'll open them. Wait, how do you open them?
Just click on them. Does it allow you to?
Hold on. Does it show now?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Okay. So yeah, it was a shout out to like Venkat because he took the initiative to update the UI after Tanvi and I worked on the back end because we made some changes and he just made it look pretty. So it was a shout out for him for taking the initiative to do that. Let's see. I did one more. Did I do one more?
I only see anonymous, so maybe you could.
Oh, I think that's all I did for what went well.
Mhm.
I could have sworn I did one more, but I don't see it. Okay, so for what needs to be improved, let me show that. Okay, so yeah, what should be improved is everyone should review all work that is posted and test out the code so that it has been pushed. And test out the code that has been pushed to the repo. Yeah, so that could be improved. Let's see. What else could be improved is try not to miss too many meetings back to back. Like you can alert the team at least 30 minutes before so the team could reschedule and just so that we could allow everyone to be at the meeting. Another thing that could be improved is the team members should do their research so they are aware of everything that's going on in the project. And I also agree with Pavan that like people should like, explain the code, show them what it is that they've done so all of the team members are aware of everything that's going on. And then a next thing I think is we should communicate about everything, just keep constant communication so that everyone is up to date and, knows everything that's happening so that there's no miscommunication.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. Now I'm going to present mine. First is shout out to Kelly for continuing making agenda before every meeting. That was one of the action items we had last sprint, and making polls for the meeting. Then I also want to shout out to Venkat and Steve for taking the initiation to take tasks. And what needs to be improved. I felt there was a lot of stalling of time, like the feedback wasn't given until the next meeting. We waited too long, and the work wasn't shown until the end. Again, till the next meeting, we waited. So did not give enough time to review. And another that could be improved was I would appreciate if the code was demonstrated as well as instead of just the output, and explain a bit of the code they worked on so that the person who's going forward, the other person, team member going forward, they can understand the code before working on it. And now I'm going to, as a Scrum Master, I'm going to present all the anonymous posts. So in what went well, shout out when Tanvi was traveling, she worked on the project, set up the report, even though she didn't have to because she had professor's approval. Okay, thank you. Then we have made a decision to schedule meeting. Yeah. The work for spring was completely satisfactory. That is good to know. And for now, we have a deliverable to show. Yes. And what needs to be improved is, I think the application needs a lot of improvement. Okay. People did not spoke up when they weren't sure of the agenda and did not convey it until now. Open to have more communication. Okay. People did not stick with the technologies as decided to use and ended up taking more time to convert. And I know everyone is busy and has a lot of pressure, but I feel we need to be a bit more serious and make the application much better by next sprint. Okay. No active communication in text between meetings. We could improve on that. Okay. Improve communication. And not everybody is testing and reviewing the project and the code. Okay. So now we know all the cards and we have read them. So we will go to our next stage, which is voting. So we all can vote now. Hmm. Okay, is everybody have voted?
I voted.
Okay. Okay. So, wow, we got a lot of cards this time. Okay, so let's talk about it one by one. Since we got two cards out, which are what went well, um, and there are more cards which are on what needs to be improved. How about we go two cards, what needs to be improved, and then one card of what went well so that we can keep up with the discussions.
Sounds good.
Okay. So the first one is I think the application needs a lot of improvement. Anybody want to talk about this?
Yeah, I agree. We have to add like a lot of back end stuff. The transcription needs to be improved a bit because right now it's only transcribing in English, so that needs to be improved upon, as well as adding the translation. And front end could be a bit more pretty as well. So I do agree with that.
Okay. So what is the solution we are thinking?
I think a solution could be that so the Sunday after our presentation, we should do the Jira, so the sprint planning, so that everyone is aware early of tasks that needs to be done. And so since everyone will be aware early, then we could get more stuff done early. So I think that could be a good, improvement.
Okay, so after Friday presentation, we should do sprint planning on Sunday so that
So that everyone will have their assigned task.
okay. Since the sprint planning is a task of mine, I'll assign this to myself and make sure that we do sprint planning on Sunday, okay?
Okay.
Do everybody happy with the action item? Do anybody have to say anything else?
No, I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, looks like everybody's fine. Feel free to speak up about anything. I'm gonna save this as our first action item for this. Then second is improve communication. Do anybody want to talk about this? Looks like we have a lot of communication stuff written in others' cards as well. Another card related communication is communication and collaboration. We can encourage team members to regularly check in with each other about their task. So I would think that these cards are together. What are the action items? And do you guys want to talk about this?
Yeah, I think communication could be improved. I even though, I think everyone should, like, I try in the back end to communicate with everyone, but I think others as well in the team should communicate with each other, not just me communicating with everyone. Yeah, I think yeah, just be open to hearing what other people have to say, take it in. Not everything is a criticism, like everything like someone says is just to help us do better. So I guess an action item could be if you have an issue, text them. If you have like a suggestion, text them in the group chat, don't be afraid. Or if you feel like we need an extra Zoom session, just mention it in the group chat and then we could go from there.
Yeah. Anybody want to say anything on top of what Kelly said?
There's something I would like to say about that collaboration. I think like if somebody is working on something, maybe a team member can propose to help. Don't wait until the person done with what is it doing, and then you're gonna say, okay, the task is not done well, you're not happy with it, but you can offer help.
Yeah, I think that you made a very good point. That I think both Callie and Steve made a very good point. I think we should text each other more often. I see that we wait along till the next meeting. So and our meetings have a very big gap in between from Sunday to directly Thursday. So I think like text either we can come up where we make more Zoom meetings where we end up then have to communicate more, or we can promise to text each other more and uh, ask each other if instead of saying what have you done so far, maybe probably ask if this is going okay and if you need more help.
Yeah, offer help. Yeah, if you
Yeah, I think
yep.
like that would be really nice, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so okay, how can we improve this? Like if what if like we did talk about texting more last time and in the last retrospective and we did not continue it. So can we come up with a new action item? Like maybe have more team meetings or maybe have more texting in the group chat uh, or anything else if anybody want to talk about it.
I don't know. I think people may be shy to text in a group chat, so you guys could just text the person directly if you're too shy to do it in a group chat.
Yeah,
All right.
that is also fine, actually. So
Why will
how,
you start the text in the group chat?
I don't know. I'm not shy.
I don't,
If people are shy, speak up
I don't
now.
know. I'm just saying because I don't know.
I mean, yeah, all right.
Yeah, if anybody want to speak up now about this, other than Steve and Kelly, because I think they already put their inputs in.
Maybe I would say break stories into more smaller pieces and everyone take equal part. And if anyone having like feel like the work can't be done, they should actually ask for help or maybe take guidance from some others before doing something or I mean waiting for the next meeting, I would say. So that can be improved by just starting the work in the start, and if they feel like it's not going to happen, communicate it to the team so that we can come up with some other alternative for that. And I mean, communication, I don't think talking in the group or something is going to help that. Maybe doing the work, and if they get stuck with the work, they should actually maybe ask for help instead of each person reaching out to others, asking and if they can help. Instead of that, the person who actually has something or gets stuck with something, they should be actually asking for someone's help, maybe, so that by that way someone else also will get an overview of what's happening and they can improve that.
Okay. And what if every single team member says that they're too busy to work on it? So what would be the approach for that?
Okay, like whatever is assigned, the assigned work should be done. It can't be like I mean, if they're having some other work, they can't skip the work
Oh
which is
no, not
assigned to
for the
them.
person which is assigned. I think the person is asking for help. I think
Mm-hmm.
what if everybody in the group decided to be busy? So now even if they ask
Then
for help, you can't do anything about it.
then it should be highlighted in front of everyone. Like I mean, even in normal projects also don't have solution. If person is not helping, then we can't do anything. But I would say if anyone is busy, someone else can help. And I would say this comes mostly with technical stuff, I would say, because the functionality wise, if someone doesn't have an idea, maybe someone else has, because they might have some or like a explore maybe exposure to that particular stuff. Let's say maybe Venkat has more front end experience because he is a front end developer. So maybe related to some front end stuff, he can give some ideas. Similar way, Rakesh has some back end stuff. So if someone is doing back end and if they have some issues, okay, they can reach out to the, others. I would say this sort of communication might help in our next sprint.
Right. Then how to improve that communication with each other? Are there any solutions you can think of?
I guess
Uh,
what someone could do is like if they have a particular issue with the code, maybe they could take a screenshot and send it to the group and say, "Hey, I'm having an issue with this piece. Does anyone know how to solve it?" And then someone who's familiar could, put a response.
Okay, that's a good solution.
Yeah, let's just reach out to the group so that some of the other person will help, and let's try to help each other.
Okay. So I will put the solution as be more active in the group chat so that every team member knows about it instead of texting privately. How about that? That way we all know what's happening with each other and they will be more proactive as a group rather than as individuals. Is that a good solution?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Okay. I'm gonna assign this to all team members because I think this is something we all need to talk. I also think another solution is icebreaker, maybe have more icebreakers. We we should talk more to each other like normally to make sure that we are very comfortable of talking to each other about the problems we are facing when we are doing a task.
Yeah, I think that would be nice.
Okay, what do you guys think? Everybody happy with it? Pawan, Rakesh, Steve, Venkat, Callie?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, icebreakers are fun.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, let's stick with this then. All right. Since there were
I
two
just-
big, huh?
I just want to ask, like, in the sprint one, did anyone face any technical challenges till now?
In the sprint planning.
I mean, the sprint currently we are doing retrospective for. Did we face any technical challenges?
Do anybody
Like
want to talk
something
about?
is not working or something we are not able to achieve?
I mean, not as a brand on the front end. Everything was smooth.
Steve, can you be please more clear? I cannot hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying about me and Kat on the front end, we didn't get any challenges. It was okay.
Okay.
So the point which I mentioned on my what needs to be improved, what I meant is like communication about the requirement, like initially what we committed and at last what we are delivering, that should have been committed better. So I don't think that's something technically like difficulty we faced. I think it's lack of communication we were in, and that's why I mean, team is not aware of what actually committed and what actually we end up in the sprint
I
by
think,
the end of the sprint.
yeah, I think there are two parts. One, during the sprint planning, I did feel, while I was working on the back end, uh, even to work on the sprint planning, it was very hard for me. So, thank you, Rakesh, for taking care of that. And the second part, what was the second part? Can you please repeat?
What is that about?
Um,
I mean, change of requirement, because initially what actually we supposed to deliver by the end of sprint one is a model which is uh, functionally translating something. But instead of that, it's actually transcribing and it's not effectively communicated, I would say.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Well, here's what I think. I think there's a communication issue overall with that because in Sprint Zero, even in the presentation, we mentioned transcription and translation. Like you could check the personas. We spoke about both of those features and we like told the professor about that. And then in Sprint One, um, like I think we did mention transcription and translation. Like, yeah, in the meeting that Tommy wasn't there for, I said, yeah, Tommy and I we will work on back end. But while I was texting, like in the group chat, you could see I kept mentioning transcription, transcription, transcription. So if you weren't sure like what I meant by transcription, like you could ask that.
okay. Pawan, do you want to talk anything what Kelly said?
I think I would say we'll just take this as some feedback and maybe we can improve in the next sprint.
Okay. Yeah, I do agree with Kelly on that side because I saw in the Sprint Zero presentation when the algorithms we wrote about and the definition of done we wrote about, It was both transcription and translation. The slides were there. We presented it during our Sprint Zero. We talked about it, and it was very much out there. Uh, for the second part, during the meetings, we did said that once we upload a video, we can't translate right away unless and until we do a transcription. And along with that, the we did, and we also like talked about that we do not want it to underestimate, since we all of us do not know a lot about AI models and playing with them and communicating with them. Because we didn't want it to underestimate that section of the skill which none of us have had. Uh, we were all It was in the start of the meetings we did talk about transcription, but if there was out there, I think everybody, if nobody's like able, if anybody's getting confused, then I think let's have more communication and speak more clearly about if there is a word which is confusing all of us. That way, it's better for us to know that we are all on the same page. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think also when we do the sprint planning, because we have the details within the sprint planning, once we assign it to the person, they know exactly what it is that they're doing, so we shouldn't have this issue going forward.
Okay, so we did 2 cards. To be honest, 3 cards. Let's do what went well, since we talked about something very heavy. Uh, Shout out to Callie for continuing making agenda before every meeting and making polls for the meeting. To be honest, I I'm so glad, because you're the only person putting it on WhatsApp saying this is the agenda we're all thinking. And I really appreciate you taking out time to do that, and managing the polls as well. Uh, it made it very easier for me to schedule my meetings and everything else. And anybody want to shout out about anything or?
Yeah, I want to shout out to Kari actually. I really appreciate her for all the work she's putting about the video editing and also about the managing the group. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow.
Okay, on that good note, let's go to let's go to what needs to be improved. Okay. Our third thing is everyone should review all work that is posted and test out the code that has been pushed to the repository. Do you guys want to talk about this?
Yeah, I think it's just like good so that everyone's aware of like what's going on. Like as soon as like work is done. Well, I know everyone is busy, so like as soon as you can, like if a slide is posted or like a PowerPoint or if code is pushed, test it out, see if it works, or just read through it so that we can like give the other team member feedback as soon as possible so they can move on to their next task.
Okay. Um, Anybody else want to say anything on top of it?
No,
Okay. Any solution for?
I would say review in the same day, because if you like push it to another day, you'll probably forget. So try to just review the work that has been done within the same day. And also like comment in the group chat, say, I've reviewed it, I think it's good, I reviewed it, I think this is the suggestion that, like you should improve this, that, like review it same day and give feedback. I think everyone should do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If everyone does like they can give suggestion to improve like this way, that way, so that we can improve or that way. Everyone.
Yeah, I think I agree with both with Kali and Venkat that once the work has been done, let's keep the agenda of reviewing it on same day and give feedback on the same day, and um rather than waiting till the next meeting because there is a very big gap between the meetings. So and also so that we don't stall a lot of time. I think we have a very limited time for the sprint between sprint 0 and 1, and we should make sure that we don't end up waiting forever for the other person or after 3 days. I think that's what happened when me and Kelly worked on our Figma. We we did it on Monday, and then till Thursday, we did not got any feedback. And then on Thursday, we suddenly were getting a lot of feedbacks, and it has been 3, 4 days gone by. And because of that, the other stuff wasn't getting completed on time. So I think it would be really appreciated. I'll assign this to all team members. Um, okay. Do anybody want to talk about anything about it, or we are all good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Second was there was a lot of stalling of time, like feedback wasn't given until next meeting, work wasn't shown until end, giving less time to review. Do you guys want to talk about this?
I think we basically like just spoke about this.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna like keep up with the same thing. Okay. Uh, we talk about communication. Um, demonstrate code as well as instead of just output. And also prefer explaining a bit of the code they worked on. What do you
Yeah,
guys?
I think this is good for all team members, because you know, it just helps them to know like where you are. So I guess so like when you post the code or like push it to the repo, of course the team will see it the same day and test it. But in the meeting, like we could set aside time just to explain to them what's happening in the code so everyone is aware, just in case, you know, someone asks us questions, we know what's going on. I think it will help everyone.
Right. I also think that it helps with keeping the communication with each other. Because if you demonstrate the code and explain the code, then the person who's working on top of it will want to communicate a bit more to let them know as well that, oh, they're working on this on the side, and you know, the way your code works is this, like the communication, like the circle of communication continues when you explain the code more. So instead of the person who's working on top of it would wouldn't have to feel like, oh, they have to work this out themselves now. So I think yeah, that's something we can improve on. What is an action item we could think about?
I guess you could do after we've spoken about all the agenda topics, we can discuss the code, and then we could speak about the new code that's been implemented since the last meeting.
Mm. Sorry, can you?
Yes, yeah, sorry. I said after all of the agenda topics are completed,
Mm-hmm.
we can discuss the code that's been implemented since the last meeting. During the Zoom, well, all of this will happen during the Zoom meeting, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it will help like people like who have like uh dependency on that code, like they can understand easily and they can work further easily.
Yeah. So I think like discuss the code that has been implemented since the last meeting. That helps to like work on top of it. Um, I'll assign this again to all team members depending on like who is taking the task. Um, but as a team leader, Rakesh, I think you should make sure that we do discuss about the code every meeting and what we are implementing on it
Yeah,
to keep a good loop about the project section, but also the other side of sections.
yeah, sure.
Okay. Um, okay, since we talked a lot of cards, let's Tosh, let's go what went well. Shout out to Venkat and Steve for taking initiation to take tasks. I'm glad like there are more of us taking initiation of taking tasks and getting things work done. So Walter and Venkat and Steve, if anybody wanna do shout out.
Yeah, great work by
Yeah,
Steve and Venkat.
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, totally appreciate it.
Okay. Um, I wanna shout out to me and Kelly on working on the back end. And I think we did a really good job together uh, because it wasn't very easy at all while working on the back end. But also, we were waking up every morning at 6 o'clock and sleeping at 12 o'clock and just focusing on the work and doing Zoom calls every single day and, uh, understanding the whole models and transformers and the whole AI part, which we both weren't familiar with. So I want to shout out to both of us that we did a very good job, and I'm proud of us.
I'm
Uh,
proud too.
yeah.
Doing
Okay.
good.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's a completely
It's a good.
new topic and you are able to integrate the API with our code. So great job on that side.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Now, what needs to be improved? So there is only one more. Uh, okay. There are two more cards. So one is try to miss too many meetings back to back, and one should alert the team at least 30 minutes before so the meeting can reschedule the meeting so all can attend. Do anybody want to talk about this?
I think it's okay if you miss a meeting, but um, if you want to attend the meeting, just, let us know beforehand so that we could try and reschedule everyone so that everyone could attend the meeting. That's all.
Okay. Is there a solution you want to talk or just want to shout out?
Yeah, I guess it's a shout out, but a solution could be like if you think you're gonna miss the meeting, text everyone, I may not be able to make it. Can we reschedule? And yeah, that could be a solution.
Yeah, solution let everyone know.
I would say it just can be information, can be an action item.
Oh yeah. Mm, you're right. I'll not put this as an action item then. Um, because it's not a solution, it's
Because
just
asking people to join the meetings is not going to be an action item in any sprint.
exactly. Okay. Um, now, demonstrate. Okay, code review session should be initiated. Do you guys want to talk about this?
I think it was been covered in the above action item.
Yeah, I think it's this one, right? That we should discuss
Yes.
the code and has implemented since last. Okay.
So I just want to add to that point, like regarding the dependency of front end and back end. So whoever is working on the code, just try to put proper documentation on each function, what they created of what that function is doing, so that the person who is looking at the code can get a better view of what that function is actually taking as input and giving some output.
Yeah,
So
I
it
think
won't
I
break someone
agree.
else's code.
Yes, I think I agree with that. Please comment your code so it's easier to review. Also the GitHub commits. Please put like a proper sentence like what you have worked on and um and what needs to be working on. If if there is an error, if there is no error, at least say it like, I have worked on this, but write a full sentence instead of just saying initial commit or just commit, because that gives a very big explanation on what the code has been done on. So I can put that as an action item, or maybe like how about I talked it out now so we know a and then next time we make sure to make sure that we are following it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's just a shout out message to everyone to just follow the basic coding standards and procedures.
Okay. Now, I'm just going to go through the ones which are single voted, and then that would be our end of our sprint, of our retrospective. Um, what went well were meetings are on and off time. I think, Pawan, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, like this is the output of our action item from the last sprint. Like last sprint, what we had as an action item is to have proper agenda and so that meetings won't be extended. And I think we are following that in our sprint one. So I just want to highlight that went really well in the sprint. So I just added that point because we are having a proper agenda. Just thanks for Kali for giving the details before the meeting so everyone knows why they are in the meeting and we are having the meeting on and off the time.
Okay. Yeah. I think so. That went well too. Uh, Anybody want to talk about, or we are all good?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Then we'll talk about what needs to be improved. Team members should do research so they're aware of what's going on in the project. Um, and I think better communication requirements and what is expected from team members. Okay, do you guys want to talk about this?
Yeah, so the
Mm.
research part is just so that the team members are aware of what's going on. Like we're implementing, like the Whisper API and stuff. You could like do like a simple Google search or look up a YouTube video just to see like how it like, like know that it breaks up the audio into like 30-second intervals and encode, decode, just the simple basic stuff so that you know like what's going on. So, just so you're aware, I think doing your own research is important rather than like looking for other team members to explain it to you.
Yeah. Anybody else wanna like say anything on top of it?
No.
Okay. Um, okay. Let the previous person who worked on the code know if they make any changes to it. I think we have solved here. After all the agenda topics, we can discuss the
Yes, yes.
code.
We have it.
Let's see what went well. Oh, shout out to me for when I was traveling, I worked on the project, even though I didn't have to. Yes, so
Yeah, you got
oh,
professor's approval, you worked, and you were still showing, even though you didn't attend the meetings, you showed up in like the back. So that's
yeah.
important, I think.
Yeah, I did not want anybody to like wait for me to get my side stuff done. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna stay late and I'm gonna make sure that this is done so that everybody else can start working on top of it. I just wanted to make sure that even though I didn't have the time at that time to like attend the meetings, I wanted to make sure that I did all the work from my side. So yeah, thank you very much
Yeah, no worries.
for understanding and um okay. And okay. So what went well, we all talked about, we have used all the cards which were voted. And then here, what needs to be improved is communicate about everything, which we already talked about. And then note everybody's testing and reviewing the project and the code. Not everybody's testing and reviewing the project and the code. I think we talked about that. To
Yes,
this,
yes, we did.
discuss and implement, and also be more active. I think a lot of communication is the highlight of our this retrospective. With that, we have created 1, 2, 3, 4 action items. Oh, shout out that we have been continuing using those action items from the last sprint, the agenda and the meetings on and off time. We have been following it. So I hope that these action items we create, we stick to it. And that is our team's Sprint 1 retrospective. Thank you.